and welcome to Educated STEM. Today we are joined by Shayla Vradenburgh from Revolting Science Resources, who is going to help me talk about what to wear professionally. So Shayla, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, so I'm Dr. Shayla Vradenburgh. I run Revolting Science Resources, and the goal of our company is essentially to bring the principles of project management to academic researchers. And I'm excited to be here and talk with Dr. Kate Sleeth about business and business wear and how to dress professionally. And especially, I think it's a topic we don't talk a lot about. So at least for me, I have a lot of questions, and I'd love to hear Kate's perspective on them.
Yeah, so I actually give talks on business etiquette and I cover this within it. So hopefully I can shed some light on this. So what's your first question?
Yeah, so first, I'd love to know a little about kind of the difference between business professional and business casual. When and where are those kind of appropriate? And yeah, what does a business professional and business casual outfit kind of look like?
So first off, whatever you're wearing, the clothes need to be neat. They ought to be clean, so no stains, smelling of detergent or freshly washed. They need to be well maintained. And the reason you want that is because it's going to convey your competence to anyone that you meet or who you interact with. If you come along and you look a little unkept, if it's not clean, if it's maybe a little smelly, you are not going to portray the kind of the professionalism that you want them to have from you. So regardless of whether you're doing business professional, business casual, or just something else, you want to have all of your clothes portraying you in the correct way. So first off, business professional, that is going to be for a formal or a more traditional setting. And so you're looking at a business suit. So that's going to be trousers or a skirt and a jacket. The colors are going to complement each other. They're probably going to match. So you're going to probably buy a suit that goes together. So either the trousers and the jacket or the skirt and the jacket. You can sometimes get a dress which goes with the jacket. And they're going to be usually very toned down colors. So black, grays, blues. You can now get some really bright colors, which I'm embracing. And as long as the bottoms and the tops are the same color, exactly the same color, then you could say that it's business professional. So this is probably going to be expensive. So it might take time in order for you to buy them. And then you need to look after these clothes. They're probably going to need to be dry cleaned. And so don't take the risk and put them in the washing machine if it says dry clean only, because I don't want you to ruin the outfit that you've just spent potentially hundreds of dollars on. So make sure this is a commitment that you're going to look after the clothes as well. And if you look after them, they could last you many, many years. So it really is an investment. So formal, traditional, maybe you're wearing a tie, something like that. Your shoes are going to be very clean as well. They're going to be clean, they're going to be polished, they are going to be well heeled. So a good friend of mine, Mary Mitchell, always says you should have a cobbler. So that's someone who can re-heel or re-sole your shoes, and they can also give them a nice clean and shine for you as well. So if you invest in a good pair of professional business shoes, then they can also last you a very long time. So business casual, that is going to be, potentially trousers. So what Americans might call slacks. They could be chinos. It could be a button-down shirt. It could even be a polo shirt. It could be a nice sweater. And then skirts and dresses are also suitable. And the shoes don't need to be as formal as a business professional, but still nice shoes, not sneakers, maybe a loafer, something like that. Something that I consider when I get dressed is if you think that you could have a potential wardrobe malfunction happen. So I love a good wrap dress. I always have a slip underneath it so that should anything happen, you're never going to see me. I have the slip underneath. I tend to put a little pin here so that there's no way that you can see anything. If I'm wearing a top that I think might gape or something, I always pin it here as well. Likewise, with my wrap dress, sometimes I pin it on the side just because I love them, but they are theoretically dangerous if they come undone. You definitely don't want that to happen. So just pin or tape if you have any doubts that you might have a small issue. Then there's something called casual business, where you might even be able to wear jeans, but these are going to be nice jeans. They're not going to have any distressed looks, no holes, nothing like that, probably with a belt. And this is when you might also be able to wear like a sneaker or something like that. A lot of the time, I know people are like, I want to dress gender neutral. That is the pantsuit or the trousers suit. Anyone can wear one of those and look amazing, regardless of your gender. And I know a lot of people are worried because if you do business professional, business casual, it feels like you're just kind of blending in with the masses, but you can personalize your look a lot. So you can wear different accessories. So it could be jewelry, it could be, watches, scarves, belts, or socks. You can really kind of make your look very unique to you, but just make sure that any of the accessories that you use aren't too distracting. So jewelry shouldn't really be clunky. I made the mistake once of wearing, I've got a bracelet with charms on, and as soon as my wrist comes anywhere near a table, you can hear it rattling, and it annoys me, so I can't imagine how much it annoys everyone else. So just think about these things when you get dressed. You do not want to be upsetting anyone. You want to be putting your best foot forward. You want to be making that good first impression, if that is when you're first meeting people, because what you do wear does make a difference. And I'm going to read something for you now. This was written by a friend of mine, Mary Mitchell. She is amazing when it comes to etiquette, and she wrote this, The Complete Idiot's Guide to Etiquette. And for her business attire section, she says, never ever underestimate the critical importance of attire within the corporate culture. What you wear says a lot about you, and you can damage or even destroy your chances of success in business by dressing inappropriately. What do your clothes say about you? Do they say you have good sense and good taste? Do they say you have self-respect and that you have respect for those you deal with every day? People, particularly your superiors, are apt to conclude that the quality of your work will match the quality of your appearance. So words for the wise from Mary. So just think about that when it comes to business, professional, business, casual attire. And obviously you also want to look the role. It's not just what you wear. You want to have a neat, well-cut hairstyle. It needs to be, you need to have something done to it. You can't just wake up and just walk out of the house. So you need to be showered, you need to smell clean, you need to, even if you don't do your nails, cut them so that people look at them and know that you don't bite them and that they look bad. So just make sure that the overall look is put together, because if you look amazing but then haven't showered in a few days, then it's really not going to help you. And then business casual can have a few different sort of layers. So for me, business casual means that you're wearing something very professional, but it doesn't necessarily match. And this is what I tend to do. So you might have trousers, a skirt, or a dress on with a different colored blazer or jacket. So I like to have things pop. So a lot of the time I will have something in like a neutral tone, so black, navy blue, and then I will have a bright, and when I say bright, I mean yellow, orange, bright green sort of jacket or dress, kind of, so it makes a statement. I don't like plain plain like colors. And if you want to be remembered, if you're in something really bright, it's going to pop. Business professional, business casual could also go to wearing jeans, but these are well-maintained jeans. They don't have any tears in. They're probably going to be like a dark denim, and then you're going to put on a business top and then a jacket over the top. But you have to know when and where that is acceptable to wear, because sometimes it's better to be a little overdressed. So when in doubt, business casual with no jeans is what I tend to do. If you know that you're going somewhere where business professional is absolutely what you're going to be doing, so maybe an interview, maybe you are giving a presentation to very senior people, then business professional. Maybe you're going out for a dinner or something with a donor or something like that. That might be business professional too, especially depending on the age of the people that you're interacting with. So if they're older, I would definitely say to dress up more. And then Shayla, I think we've talked about this before, my shoulders, right? We've talked about this before. So I used to work for a very older gentleman, and I used to run his summer academy for him. And when you run a summer academy and you set up events and you're kind of pulling tables and furniture around, then you might take off a jacket. And so he saw me setting up a room, and I think I had a dress on which revealed my shoulders. And he was very, very upset with me. He was like, you need to cover that up. That is too sexual. And so I made sure that I always had a jacket on after that point when he saw me. But just notice that things that you might not think of as sexy, other people will take offense at, because at no point have I ever thought, ooh, these are good shoulders. So just be mindful of the people that you're interacting with, because that was a surprise to me. And a lot of the time you've seen me in videos, and we've done it where I've had my shoulders out. So just consider that what you might find appropriate, someone older or someone else might find offensive. But no, business professional, everything matches. And then business casual, it doesn't have to match. And you get to choose whether you're in trousers, a dress, or a skirt. It's completely up to you. And then obviously the appropriate shoes to go with it, because you're not wearing a full-on business suit and then sneakers.
Yeah.
So
I was going to ask about shoes. Yeah, like heels, flats, sneakers. Like, yeah. Is there a difference also between business professional and business casual?
Yeah, so heels tend to be considered more business professional. And it doesn't need to be a big heel, just a little heel is sufficient. Or like really, really nice ballet flats. So I have a couple where, if I'm thinking I just cannot wear heels for the day, but they're very, very nice, black leather ones. Definitely no sneakers ever. That is not going to be your look. And to be honest, even if you're doing the business casual with jeans, throwing on some heels with that kind of just makes it a little dressier. But you just have to be very cautious of how much walking you're going to be doing, and if you can walk in whatever heels you've chosen for that day. So if I know that I'm doing a decent amount of walking, obviously I'm wearing less of a heel, because I do not have feet where I can wear heels all day, walk a few miles and still be fine. Some people I know can do that, and God bless you, your feet are special. But I can't. So just be careful about what you choose, because you don't want to look amazing and then walk with limp.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I think too, like thinking about all these like pieces, shoes, the outfits, the sets, like how do you go about building a wardrobe like this? And especially thinking about like the costs, like are there ways to do it more affordably? Yeah, what advice do you have about that?
So I had to build my wardrobe when I went from postdoc to administrator. So I've done this. And so what I went out and did immediately was I bought a couple of nice jackets and a couple of pairs of trousers, so formal trousers, because at the time I was wearing jeggings were in, that was how old it was, and jeans. And so I didn't have any kind of nice pants. So I went out and got some of those. And then I waited for the sales. And so because I like bright colors, it's almost guaranteed that if you see something that you like and it's a bright color, you just wait a couple of weeks, maybe a few months, it will go in the sale and you're picking it up for less than half price. And you can also go in and sometimes they'll have a deal like buy one jacket, get a second one free. So I have the same jacket in, I don't know, 8 different colors. And I'm going to just tell you, it's from the Limited. And I would walk in, I'd be like, oh, they've done it in yellow, they've done it in orange, they've done it in bright green. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. And so they would do the 2 for 1 a lot of the time. Or if you bought the jacket and the trousers or the skirt, you got one at a reduced price, which is always a great bargain. Or you wait for the sale and you kind of hope. But if you see the combination, so you're going to have business professional because it's the same color, you need to bite the bullet and buy them at the same time. Because if you buy one and you're like, I'll just buy it in a few weeks' time, then you might have missed it. And then you're business casual because you don't have the matching 2 colors.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So thank you for joining me today, Shayla. I enjoyed our conversation about what is business professional and business casual. I hope everyone learned about it. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and also go over to Shayla's channel at Revolting Science Resources and like and subscribe to her. And join us next time to talk about what is suitable to wear to interviews and conferences. Thank you. Bye-bye.